Hi there. I'm Chloe. As you can probably figure by the name of my channel, I like to make things. I am a knitter, mostly, a sewist as well. I do all sorts of crafts, actually too many different ones to name. So I thought it would be kind of fun to share some of them in video with whoever is interested to watch. Maybe will just be my parents and my boyfriend, but they're welcome to be here as well. Anyone else who happens upon this little thing, welcome to you too. A little bit about me. I live and work in Yellowstone National Park. It's not a very glamorous job, but it is fun to work in the parks and to get to be outside a lot. That's one of my hobbies, one of my only ones that doesn't involve making anything, except a mess of myself, because I definitely like to trip and stumble down a trail. But yeah, I live in Yellowstone with my boyfriend Jack, and he's great. He's very knit worthy. For those of you who know, you know. I don't believe in the boyfriend sweater curse. He has a sweater. He still loves me. He's got another one coming on down the line. Yeah, so I've been knitting since I was 12, on and off, but consistently since I was about 16. So for more than half my life, and I love it. I come back to it time and time again, even when I go and do other crafts, explore different crafting means. I always come back to knitting. So I guess I'll start with what I'm wearing, which is the Cloud Top by Petite Knit. I'm a Petite Knit fan. I know some people aren't. I think that her patterns are good baseline patterns to start with, especially if you like to kind of go off the beaten track a little bit and customize things, which I do tend to do a lot. Hers are just, I feel like they're just good, like, skeleton patterns to start with. So on this one, I didn't make a ton of modifications. I made it was my first Sandnes Garn project I've ever made. Oh, I just heard my beep for my bread that's gonna go in the oven, because I do a lot of baking, and I, like everyone else, love to make sourdough. So I've got some of that ready to go in the oven when I'm done with this. So anyway, back to the top. This was my first Sandnes Garn experience, and I think it was just the Lena, the regular one, which is a linen cotton viscose maybe blend. I know it's at least mostly linen and cotton, and I think mostly. And the colorway is matcha. Obviously, that's easy one to remember. It's pretty on the nose. And the only modifications I did was, instead of just doing the regular roll neck that the pattern calls for, I mimicked the edge finishing for the bottom. So I just did a couple rows of 1x1 ribbing and then did the rolled neck after the fact. And I also didn't do any finishing around the armholes, because I thought it looked nice the way it was. Less work to do. It was one of those projects that as I know many people do this, I finished it to wear to a specific event, and I finished it like the day before I wanted to wear it. So I said no armhole finishing, and I liked it that way, so I kept it that way. You can't see them. I'll maybe put in a little clip or something. I'm also wearing some shorts that I sewed out of some black linen, and that I got from Joanne, may she rest in peace. And they're just like, I say they're self-drafted because I sort of used a pattern, but then I hacked it to a million pieces, put a little ruffle on the bottom, did some gusset things. So I say they're self-drafted, and they're really comfy. So yeah, that's the whole thing. So yeah, I figured I'd start off with what I'm knitting. I've got a whole pile of stuff next to me to show off. So the project that I have been working on most consistently recently is another petite knit pattern. I definitely knit more than just petite knit patterns, but I guess this is just the kick I'm on right now. So, and yes, she is in a big silver bowl. Any of you who haven't seen that trick, I think it was pretty viral, to when you're starting off a sleeve to like put it in a bowl in your lap so that you can avoid like the dreaded like spin around and spin around and spin around of starting a sleeve. That's why she's in a bowl. So we'll put that down. So this yarn is a Farmer's Daughter fiber. I think Juicy DK is the yarn line, and it's in the colorway Boyland. And this is, of course, I'm spacing which specific petite knit pattern it is. Let me double check. Ooh. This is the Stockholm sweater V-neck, and in the pattern pictures, she used a bright red yarn, so I don't know if there was just something in the air. I had this yarn picked out for a different project, and it just never happened. I decided I just needed a plain red sweater, and yeah, my boyfriend Jack will tell you that I am a little bit of a cartoon character in how many pieces of clothing I own in this particular shade of red. I can definitely put together some all red outfits in every season, every form, every fashion. So I needed a sweater to add to that rotation. So yeah, it's just got this this nice, just like squishy rolled V-neck. I'd never done a V-neck like this before, and the pickups were had to be pretty strategic with making sure that the lines look nice and everything, but I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. And yeah, I am a few inches into sleeve number 1. It's got this little stitch marker on it that my friend Elaine gave me. I used to have a corgi named Scarlet Begonia, and she was the best dog in the whole world, and so Elaine made me a little stitch marker for her. And yeah, so that's the project I've got going right now. I'm hoping to finish this in the next probably week or so. I've got a lot of good mojo going on with that one, so I'm gonna work on her some more today for sure. The next knitting project that I've been working on, shocker, also has that same color of red in it. And it's a tangled mess. I should have sorted out a little bit before, but I guess I can sort and chat. So this is the Maze Tank by Deegan, and I don't think I've ever knit a Deegan pattern before. I really like a lot of their patterns. I just have never, I guess, found the opportunity. But after I made this cloud top, I've never been a big summer knitter. I'm mostly make sweaters. I love living somewhere where there's enough of a winter that I can wear my sweaters. So I've just never found myself drawn to summer knitting. But after this top, I kind of, I don't know, I felt like casting on another one. And this one's in fingering weight with size 2, so a US size 2. And so it's taking a little bit longer to make progress on, but it is this really cool, just like striped sweater. This is Knitting for Olive cotton merino that I'm using for this one, and it is, let's see if you can see the colors up close there. So it's this stripy, I believe, yeah, 3-row stripes with some slip stitches to kind of make like a brickwork effect. In the pattern has a couple different options that you can do, like a really organized, like make it really look like brickwork, or just kind of fly by the seat of your pants, which is much more my speed, and sort of just put those slip stitches wherever you please. And I really liked that kind of scattered look, so that is my Maze Tank. And Will she be done this summer? Probably not. It is late August, so she may be one that I work on this winter and have ready for next summer. Or I can do my favorite thing and layer it up whenever I finish it. So that, yeah, those are my two big projects knitting wise that I'm like actively working on. Of course, I've got like the Graveyard of a Million WIPs, like I think most knitters do. I commend anybody who can knit just one project at a time. That has never been me. I don't think it ever will be me. I just love to cast something on. But I'm pretty proud of myself. I've been pretty consistent about finishing things. Not allowing the WIPs to build up too much. So yeah, those are the two that I have going right now. The next one that I'm really excited to cast on is, I actually don't know what sweater I'm gonna make yet out of this yarn. I know I just wanna make a pretty simple pullover. That's my go-to. I love a pullover that you can just layer up with stuff. I like pretty simple knits too. I don't feel like I dress simply necessarily, but I have realized recently that I like things that I can like layer in funky ways rather than just like pieces that are themselves funky. I mean, I love a statement piece, but lately I find myself a lot more drawn to making things that are easy to layer, and then you can like mix and match in funky ways. So this yarn is some that I picked up at a creative reuse thrift store in Bozeman a couple weeks ago. And I mean, I got 6 skeins of this. I guess I'll show you. It's a brown sheep cotton top, which is a wool cotton blend. I made a top recently out of not this particular wool cotton blend, but a 50-50 wool cotton that it's the perfect like cool summer evening, layer it up for the winter. Like it's just such a versatile yarn blend. So I whenever I see a wool cotton, I like to scoop it up. And this one, since it came from the creative reuse store, was like $1 a skein. And especially for natural fibers, like I just couldn't resist. I've been wanting to make just a cream, natural wool colored sweater for a while, so it was a perfect opportunity. I want to do something that's just like a plain, simple stockinette sweater and then do some sort of duplicate stitching, maybe in like an espresso-y chocolatey brown or like a navy, something dark and high contrast. There's a couple different charts that I've been looking at to like embroidery charts for some duplicate stitch. I'll throw some of the ones in there that I'm thinking of. I really like the tiger one. I'm kind of leaning towards that. I was born in the year of the tiger, so maybe that's why I like that one so much. But yeah, the stars are kind of fun too. Or a little flower. I don't know. I have a while to decide because I don't even know what I'm going to make with this one yet. But that is coming on down the line. I got a lot of other really cool stuff at that creative reuse store. Maybe I'll make another video about all of that. I found the quilt of a lifetime, so let that be a little teaser for when I get around to making that video. The only other yarn I have over here right now is just some sock yarn. Jack's getting another pair of socks. I think I said before, he's the most knit-worthy person I've ever met. And he loves his hand knit socks that I have made him. He learned to knit. I taught him how to knit. Last summer, he's made me a few things, and he is planning on knitting me a pair of socks soon too, so I'm excited about that. So these are gonna be for him. And then this is as a hand dye I picked up at a yarn store in Jackson Hole. I cannot remember what the yarn is. I know it's just a wool nylon 75-25 blend in just this kind of camouflagey colorway. And then this one, I do remember because it's still got the label on it. Yet another wool cotton blend. This is Laying Wool Addicts Footprints. And it is in the colorway 10, I think. That one is the colorway. Either that or 2487. I can't remember how they do their colorways. So it's just like this pink with like shots of brown and like this kind of the same matcha-y green, a little bit of like ochre yellow. And this is gonna be a pair of socks for me. I haven't made myself a new pair of socks in a while, so that's my knitting for now. I haven't finished anything recently other than this one, so maybe I'll do a whole nother spiel about my favorite finished knits, but for now, I'll move on to the things I want to sew. This will be kind of a quick one. Another thrift find from a couple months ago. This is a piece of, I don't know how well the color is gonna show, but I need to wash it still. It's from, I actually picked this up at the Humane Society thrift store in Idaho Falls, and it's just like a butter yellow brushed cotton flannel. And there's quite a bit of it here. I think I measured it out. It's like 3 or 4 yards. It's a good amount, and it's like a thinner flannel as well, which I really liked. And I've been kind of waffling on what I wanted to do with it, but I think I honed it in. So the Juno dress by Spaghetti Western Sewing, I was a test sewer for that one, and it was so fun. I love Sadie's patterns. They're so well thought out, so well written, and just fun. Like, she's just got such fun patterns. I've made almost all of hers. So the Juno, I've hacked into a top before, and I think I'm gonna like hack even further for this one and make it like a button down, but use the Juno because I really like the way that the yoke is structured in that top, and the collar is just so cute. So I think the instructions are clear enough in that I can sort of hodgepodge my way to a nice yellow button down. My birthday was pretty recent, and my parents were so kind to get me a brand new sewing machine, and she's beautiful, and she works like a dream, and she's so quiet, and she just does what she needs to. So I have been on quite a sewing kick in the last little bit, and I also got a projector recently. Anybody who sews with a projector knows the magic. It also is very helpful because I live in the woods, and so I don't have a copy shop near me, and I'm not about taping together a million pieces of paper anymore. I've done it before. I don't need to. I don't. No. So all that is to say, I think this afternoon is gonna be for sewing, at least for cutting out. I'm gonna see how far I can get on cutting out the Juno dress as a top in this fabric. I'm gonna have to draft the sleeves too because I wanna do a long sleeve version. So yeah, wish me luck. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'll have a report for you soon. And if I have enough fabric left over, I thought it would be cute to make it a little set. I'm not super hopeful that there's gonna be enough, but just in case there is, I love Sid Graham's patterns as well. I've made a million pairs of Lane pants, and she has really concise but descriptive patterns as well, like just so clear and really usable patterns, very user-friendly patterns, and well thought out, like pattern piecing. I could go on forever, but I've been really excited to try her new shorts pattern, so the Avenue shorts. And so if I have enough, I am gonna make some out of that. I've got some like chocolatey brown piping that I might factor in there somewhere. We'll see how that looks up against the yellow. So the only other sewing adjacent thing that I've got like immediately on my radar is I thrifted this right now, very, very wrinkly, cotton button down. It's just a classic white men's cotton button down shirt, which, I mean, who doesn't need one of those? And it is kind of boring. I mean, it is just a white button down. But a few months ago, I picked up these cutie little buttons from one of my favorite yarn stores near where I'm from, Handwork in Salt Lake. I'm going next week and I'm so excited. I'm going to spend way too much money there. I just know it. These cutie little buttons. I hope you can see those. If not, I'll put in a little picture of them. But they've just got that red around the, like, they're still white buttons. They've got that mother of pearl look to them, but then that cute little red scallop around the edge I just thought would be really fun to sort of jazz up this white button down. And yeah, it'll be a fun layering piece, fun under sweaters, fun over tanks, all sorts of things. So yeah, that's all the crafts that I'm working on right now. I have been getting a little bit back into block printing, lino cut. That's my little graphics are all an alphabet that I lino cut, kind of based on a font that you would see in like a children's book. I kind of went crazy one weekend and just cut the whole alphabet, capitals and lowercase letters. And so I figured I'd put them to use a little bit and use them in some of my graphics. So I just digitized those and threw them in there. I guess another little thing about me is that my education is in UX UI, which is, I mean, in layman's terms, and I'm sure anybody who works in UX would not necessarily agree with this description, but the way I usually explain it to people is it's like graphic design with purpose and web design with purpose, that purpose being like user friendliness. And so I love to do some digital like design, logo design, those kind of things, color theory, all that jazz. That's what I went to school for. And so it's kind of fun to get to merge some of my craftier hobbies with a little bit of that design training. So that those letters I did cut with the intention to make some printed tees, some like graphic tees. I don't know what I want these t-shirts to say. I don't know if I'm gonna buy the t-shirts, if I'm gonna sew them. I don't know. It's just kind of this vague ethereal notion that I have, that at some point, hopefully in the near future, I will make some block printed t-shirts. I think it'd be fun to do like some tea towels too. I don't know. Once you get into block printing, the world's kind of like, it's like, what can I block print? What can I put these stamps on? Like, I don't know. It's a blast. So if you want like a low barrier to entry hobby, I mean, like the kits you can pick up for like $20. You just need the carver and the blocks and you're flying. So I've actually seen some recently that are on little rubber erasers, so you don't even need the big blocks of linoleum. You could just pick up some rubber erasers from Staples and have at it. So yeah, that's all the crafts I have going right now. Like I said, I've got bread that is ready to go in the oven, so I better go bake that. Fingers crossed it turns out good. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I have some fun ideas, I think, for some little videos to share with you guys. So if you're interested in learning more about all, I guess not learning, but hearing more of my ramblings about all the crafts that I love to do, and maybe a little bit of, I don't know, educational things here and there about different fiber arts, I hope you follow along, see where this thing goes. So, all right, happy crafting. See you later.